Hi dear students, hope you are doing fine. In our last class, we already discussed about the employability skills. There are various aspects for employability skills. Mainly there are 5 aspects that we already discussed in our last class. That is communication skill, self-management skill, ICT skills, entrepreneurial skills and green skills. Among them, the first one, that is communication skill. That is what we are going to discuss in today's class. My question is, what is communication? What is the use of communication? We are, we are living in a competitive world right now, isn't it? Nowadays, we need to convey our ideas. We all are having a lot of ideas, and we have to convey that idea properly to the other person. For that, we are using different means, and that means is known as communication. Mainly in communication, mainly 3 type of communications are there. What are they? Will you please guess? The 3 type of communication. The first one is, as you all know, it's a verbal communication. That is what we are doing now. Verbal communication. I am doing now verbal communication. Okay. And the second one is non-verbal communication. While I am communicating through any language, I am using the lot of gestures, right? Lot of body languages, facial expressions, and these all come under non-verbal communication. And the third one is visual communication. Visual communication means graphical representation of anything is known as visual communication. That is, we are communicating any ideas through any graphs or pictures. So what are the 3 type of communication, dear students? The first one is verbal communication, second one is non-verbal communication, and third one is visual communication. And these methods are having lot of components also. First one, we will take the we have verbal communication. For verbal communication, mainly there are 5 components. They are listening, language competency, vocabulary, general awareness, and domain knowledge. Of them, listening is the first and foremost one. What do you mean by listening? If we are communicating with another person, if and only if he is listening, then only it will be a valued communication. Otherwise, there is no use for that communication. So, listening is the first and foremost one. If I am saying something from here, and if there is no one on the other side, then what is the use for it? So listening is the first and foremost one in the verbal communication. And second one is the language competency. Language competency means it includes grammar, it includes language, whatever language. We are aware of different languages, right? And the language which indicates the most comfort level for us to convey our ideas. That is our language competency means. And third one is vocabulary. Vocabulary means we have to use the correct or suitable words in appropriate position or in different context. We have to use appropriate words. That is our vocabulary. And fourth one is general awareness. As we are social beings, we have to aware about our surroundings, including latest events, what is happening in and around us. That's our general awareness. And the last one is domain knowledge. It means the expertise in your chosen area. For example, arts, science, commerce, or whatever. For my case, IT. That is my chosen area. So I have a good domain knowledge in IT than other subjects, isn't it? So that's all about verbal communication. And let's move to the next topic, that is non-verbal communication. If we are using any other methods except words, it's known as non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication, mainly there are of different types. One is body language. Body language is a complex mixture of gestures and other postures or movements or whatever it may be. Second one is kinesics, which also interpret through the movement of our body part, which is always culture bound. For example, nodding our heads like this. Here we will say it like that for S. Okay. If we are going to Middle East, it will say like no. Okay, that is, it is cultural bound. That is kinesics. And next, third one is proxemics. It refers to how we use the physical space in our day-to-day interaction with others. Nowadays we are very much familiar about all those things, right? In this corona period, we are normally taking a 1 meter distance from each and every person, right? That's one kind of proxemics we will see. Fourth one is haptics, which refers to communicating our emotions through touch, such as formal handshaking or slapping at another one's face or hugging. These all were examples for haptics. Next one is paralinguistics. It refers to if we are consciously or unconsciously using lot of verbal or vocal sounds in between our communication. Sometimes we will make a pause or a pitch transmissions or whatever a pace or whatever it may be, or noise, or this may normally happening voluntarily or involuntarily. That is paralinguistics. While attending a class, normally you people yawn. Am I right? It's also an example for paralinguistics. Next one is chronomics. It refers to usage of time in a disciplined manner. Some cultures are very much strict towards these type of that is one's own time or others' time as well. Fortunately or unfortunately, our culture is not like that, isn't it? Next one is chromatics. Chromatics means conveying any messages through colors. Whenever we are going through the road, we will find lot of lights, different colors of lights, right? Green, red, and blue, and those colors indicate for stop, start, etc., etc., and that is conveying a message through color. It's an example for chromatics. And last one is olfactics, which refers to smell, sense of smell. Through smell also lot of messages are conveyed. In biology you already studied that these ants are moving in a straight line because of pheromones. Is because of the smell of that pheromones they are going in the straight line. And whenever we are entering to a chemistry lab, we will feel lot of smells, right? That is conveying messages through smell, that is olfactics. These all were different kind of non-verbal communication. And the third type of communication, that is visual communication, we already discussed, is that it is communication through any graphical or pictorial method. Whenever we are traveling from our house to school, we will find a lot of road signs. It's a typical example for visual communication, and that is all about three type of communication. Hope you understand very well. Let's move to the next topic, that is communication cycle. In communication cycle, as we all know, mainly there are 8 communication components are there. 8 components are there. And what are those 8 components? A sender must be there and a receiver must be there. A person who delivers the message or the source is known as the sender, and a person who receives the message is known as the receiver. And the next component is the idea. If there is an idea only, then it will be conveyed from one person to another. Otherwise, everyone keep mum, right? Next component is the message. The message is the actual information that is intended to be sent from the source to the destination. Next piece of component is encoding. You all know what is encoding. That is only the sender and the receiver must know, isn't it? Normally you people are using these kinds of encoding techniques. If you are making some special sounds or something, only your friend know what it means, right? That is encoding and decoding. So it's a common language known for the sender and the receiver. If the sender is encoding a message, whenever the receiver receives it, he or she must decode it using any decoder. Next one is the communication channel. That is the most important one. If there is no medium or communication channel, we can't communicate with each other. If I am saying something, you are hearing it only because we are having a medium here, that is the air. Only through air these sound waves are traveling from my face to your ears, isn't it? Same like that, in this communication mediums, normally what we are using are telephone lines or faxes or letters, whatever it may be. Lot of mediums are there. It is a communication channel. And the last one is the feedback. There is a target or a receiver's response to the source or the sender. Whenever I am taking the class, I will ask a question or I will ask a student to stand up. At that time, you will stand up in response to my question. Am I right? That is a kind of feedback. So these all were the 8 different components of a communication cycle. Let's review it. The first one is sender. Second one is idea. Third one is message. Fourth one is encoding. Fifth one is communication channel. Sixth one is a receiver. Seventh one is decoding, and the last one is feedback. And next is communication barrier. We all are having lot of communication barriers that we will discuss in our next class. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you, my dear students. Have a nice day.